Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drinking Gaming, and somebody on Twitter, the game you dragged today. I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Roads Yet Traveled, Merrick's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Sandy, we're up and let's go. If I don't have to go to work, I might as well go get in trouble. Stepping into the shower, I do my best to make myself presentable. Phone in hand, I take one last look around before settling on the lonely wallet laying on my desk. I stopped carrying it around as my key doesn't really fit into it. It's not like I've needed to pay for anything recently. Still, it feels wrong. Picking it up, I pull out my student ID. I get a little bleary-eyed looking at it, but I manage to hold myself together. She was right, though. I have changed. It's not even been a month here, and things are already so different than they were before. Harder? Maybe? Better? That's unclear. But they're different. Slipping the ID back into my wallet, I throw it into my backpack for safekeeping and head out, determined to make it there before I change my mind. Coming to the security partition, though, I feel my monitor beep as I get a message. Ah, fuck, kid. I'm going into a meeting. I totally forgot to send you a schedule. T is already yelling at me about it. Just message her, or something. Fuck, gotta go. Sorry. Good luck? There's no response. Scoffing to myself, I send him a short message telling him I'm thinking about relaxing for a while longer, but then I might reach out. Speaking of reaching out, should I have maybe made an appointment first? This has all kind of been spur of the moment. Do I really think I can just waltz into her office and ask her what's going on? I mean, the less I think about it, the less I'll panic about it, but I really should think of something. What do I even ask her about, though? I know I want to ask about the executive coming today, but is it too late for that? I mean, they'll be here in a few marks, so maybe I shouldn't bother? I could always try to see if she'd tell me more about what else is going on around here. I know Sucknose doesn't just show up for fun, and I know the Marin is on the fritz too, so... What did we talk about last time anyways? I was a bit out of it. We talked about me and my new job, why I was there, some other shit like that, and... fuck in the eye. I should probably think of an answer for her about that. Slouching, I meander through the halls, seemingly ignored by most of the Karain here, who seem far too worried about their own affairs today. I guess a surprise inspection will do that to you. Slipping past a few crowds, I make my way towards Merwin's lab and the elevators beyond. I guess we really didn't talk about too much the last time we met. It was mostly just about me. I mean, I learned a bit about the Marin, but that's it. Would she even be interested in talking about anything else? Actually, I distinctly remember her saying that she wouldn't mind just chatting sometime, so... I'm not sure if now counts as some time, but I haven't gotten a better option. Walking past Merwin's office, making sure that no one inside spots me, I make my final approach to the elevators. Really, though, our first meeting was fairly short. Not that I'm expecting to take up too much of her time today, but I wouldn't mind setting up an actual meeting just to talk sometime. I know her sheer presence scares Merrick to death, but I don't think she minds me much. I mean, she might just see me as an oddity for an opportunity, but she wouldn't be the first. And really, it'd be more beneficial for all of us if I get on her good side. Stepping into the elevator, I hit the top few buttons and wait for the doors to close. Fairly sure I'll end up on the right floor eventually. Maybe I'm too excited about this. This could all go bad real fast. I mean, I barely know her. And last we met, she basically toyed with me for half a mark before even laying her eyes on me. As the elevator flies up, I can't help but feel a distinct feeling of panic begin to weigh on me. I could head back, see if I could maybe do something else, or... There's only a second for the inkling of fear to form before the doors fly open, and I see him on the right floor. Well, here we go again. Walking through the executive halls feels strange. In stark contrast to the crowds down below, it's dead silent up here. Not even a rogue accountant bustling about with a sheaf of paper or anything. Closing in on my destination, I can't help but feel a bit better. Perhaps just because I've resigned myself to whatever it is I'm doing. Or maybe because deep down I know this is the right decision. Stepping off to the side, I fix my hair a bit and straighten my jacket before approaching the final hallway. What a fucking gaudy door. And worst of all, I know it's going to be heavy, too. Pushing through, I manage to get inside without much hassle, as a cool breeze invites me into the waiting room. Although, I'm not sure how long I intend on staying put here. Hello? The voice of her receptionist picks up as I walk through the door. The white dog with floppy ears stares down at me for a few moments before brazenly adding, "Do you have an appointment?" Nope, is all I offer as I head towards the doors at the back of the room. Pulling out my terminal key, I swipe it on the keypad and return with a resounding bzzzt. Why did I think that would work? Behind me, there's but a small chuckle before. I'm sure if you want me to make an appointment, you could always... hold on. I apologize. Yeah, you can go in now. She's been expecting you. Suddenly, the lights on the door go green and they creak open. Wasting no time, I step into the liminal room before taking one last moment to calm myself as I open the door to her office. I don't make it far before she speaks up. At least she's facing me this time. You've managed to pick quite the bad time to show up, Rias. Second, y'all. Water time. Guys and gals, and we are back. Let's get back to this big old meeting, shall we? What is that? If you were anyone else, I wouldn't have even let you in, but considering you're our guest here, I can afford you a mark or so. Generous. I honestly thought it'd be another week or so until you showed up. And using your key on my door, I'm impressed you'd even try. And here I thought I needed an invitation. And did you wait for one? Clearly a suggestion at best. I have a feeling I need to read between the lines on that one. Yeah, man, her face, my goodness. I roll my eyes as I sit down in the oversized chair, doing my best not to appear small. I must say, you have shown some amazing restraint for someone with such few options available to them. So why are you here? I don't suppose you've come by just to chat, And if I have? For a moment, as the conversation takes a dip, she looks almost disappointed, but it does not last long. Leaning into her desk and dragging her claws against its surface, she chuckles, replying, I suppose we all need a break at some point. Letting out a small huff, I do my best not to fidget as she leers at me. Her wry smile not indicative of anything but the power she wishes to exert. I hear you've taken up your new position well. I'm glad to see my intuition was correct. Are you enjoying it? Out of all the things she said in the short time I've been here, that shakes me the most. Fun doesn't seem like something she'd care to factor in. I am, yes. The director and I get along quite well. Thank you again for the opportunity. And your time since we last met has been fruitful, I hope. Busy, but not without reward. Uh-oh? Her grin tells me everything I need to know. Don't push it, human. And your accommodations? All fitting, I suppose. Leaning over a bit more, she eyes up my uniform. Yes, everything's been taken care of. As I like to hear. Reaching over, she grabs her cup and takes a sip of something before leaning back and massaging her brow. Speaking of your director, things seem to have cleaned up a bit since last we met, so I can only assume I have you to thank for that. Although, I do think taking a day off right before a Soknos executive shows up may have been a bit of a bad decision. You heard about that? Professor Ron and I have been acquaintances for quite some time. It made its way to me. You're lucky Soknos has very little interest in the work they do there. Otherwise, I might have to remind Lieutenant Saris that lab is not his personal garden. It's beautiful there. I don't suppose you ever tried gardening? Haven't the time, nor do I care. But really, Rias, taking a day off at a time like this, whatever could have gotten you that idea? Whatever could have given you that idea? Leaning over her desk, her smile cuts across her face like a knife, as her eyes play murder in the space between. I don't budge, though. Not a fucking inch. With a short breath, I let out a small huff, and I know my answer. Well, I suppose we all need a break at some point. Like nails on a chalkboard, her claws arc across her desk as her paw balls up. Any trace of mocking humor now gone from her face, replaced with stoic anger. Enough pleasantries. Why are you here? Maybe I pushed a little too far, but fine. I want answers. It seems like I won't be the only guest here for long. Mind telling me what's coming our way? The Soknos executive. You came here for that? Rias, if you wanted to waste my time, we could go back to talking about your date. Did that come out right? You're not worried about it at all? Even Tyr's scared. Aseno gets flustered if a document is out of place. Of course I'm not worried. Last I saw it, some high-ranked nobody who's been sent here on a fool's errand to do Void knows what. Just because he might have some credence coming from Heron doesn't mean that I need to suddenly turn the station upside down for him. Frankly, they could send the director himself and I still wouldn't care. The director? The head of Suknos Operations, Rias. Our boss. And you're sure he's not coming? If I had that thing on my ship, I would crash it into the ground myself. No, it's just some lower board member from Heron. I believe I've met him once or twice before. Some awful gala or something. Director Jorst. His deeds are about as forgettable as his name. A short, portly fellow. He's got a few degrees in quantum physics, but nothing more. It pains me to say this, but he's half the man Senno is. So, why all the fuss then? Merrick's been freaking out about this since he learned about it, and Tyr even longer. Because, Rias, when he's here, he speaks for all of Suknos. While I might not respect the man, it wouldn't be hard for him to replace anyone on this station. Well, present company excluded, she says with a bit of a flourish. Then why all the secrecy? If he's just some nobody, then how come this is the first time I've heard his name? Suknos is as Suknos wants, Rias. I cannot divulge company secrets any more than the next in line for my station. I highly doubt that. Still, if the orders came from above, then I guess I can understand it. Do you think he's just here for Tyr, or you? It's possible. I've done my best at clamping down on all communications to and from the station since you've arrived, but accidents happen. Mind you, if I found out someone intentionally broke the silence, well, they wouldn't be working much longer. Like here or anywhere. A wicked grin on her face certainly tells one story, although... So, why haven't you told Suknos about me then? Taking a more lax position, she slumps back slightly and begins tapping her claws on the desk again. Huh. Because it's in both of our interests if they stay out of the way. Why? Why? Because they meddle in things they don't understand. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!